Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We will jump straight into the news, and that is President Trump having a phone call conversation with President Putin. We will also go today to Polish Patriots, is Polish-speaking government after Polish Patriots that support the safety of Poland and protest at the border between Poland and Germany in regards to illegal migrants being smuggled into Poland. And I have two more videos for you. One will be with Mark Rutte, and that is Secretary General of NATO. And he said few words about Sergei Lavrov, as well some old clip from Zelensky. So let's start with Trump and Putin. Won't happen. How was the phone call? Let's hear it from Trump, and then we will go to TASS, and I will read you the article with a summary of that phone call. If you appreciate the content today, make sure to hit the thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe to my channel. Let's go to Trump talking about that phone call with Putin.
For Russia and Ukraine. Are you speaking to Zelensky tomorrow? And what are you hoping
I'm speaking to President Zelensky tomorrow, early in the morning. And I'm very disappointed with the conversation I had today with President Putin, because I don't think he's there. And I'm very disappointed. Well, it's not, I'm just saying, I don't think he's looking to stop. And that's too bad. This is Biden. This isn't me. This is Biden's war. It wouldn't have happened if I were president. It wouldn't have happened. So, I in one way, I hate to get too involved because it's Biden's war. And I got stuck in the middle of it, just like I did with immigration and a lot of other things that they screwed up. But I was not happy with the conversation, no.
All right, so you heard from Trump. Now we're going to go to Russia and read what TASS has reported. But I just want to say one comment from me here. Remember, guys, it's all a game. That's all I want to say. And I just let you use your own critical thinking. So, about this phone call. This is from yesterday, actually, from July the 3rd. Settlement in Ukraine, situation in Middle East, Putin-Trump sixth conversation. So let's read the summary of that phone call. A telephone conversation between the presidents of Russia and the United States, Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, lasted almost an hour. President-aide Yuri Ushakov told reporters at a briefing. The leaders discussed in particular the settlement in Ukraine and the situation in the Middle East. TASS has compiled the key statements by the aide to the head of state. About the Ukrainian settlement, Trump has again raised the issue of an early end of the military operation in Ukraine. Putin noted Russia's readiness to continue the negotiation process with Ukraine. The Russian president stressed that Russia will not give up its goals to eliminate the cause of the conflict in Ukraine. Negotiations in Istanbul will remain bilateral between Russia and Ukraine. The contents of a possible third round was not discussed. The dates of the third round of negotiations in Istanbul were not discussed in the conversation. The topic of stopping the supply of US weapons to Ukraine was not touched upon in the conversation today. So this is as far as the Ukraine situation goes. Now about the situation in the Middle East. The presidents also raised the issue of Syria. The heads of state also discussed the situation in Iran and the Middle East in general. Putin, in a conversation with Trump, stressed the importance of resolving the Middle East through political and diplomatic means. About traditional values, that's another topic. Putin and Trump discussed exchanging films promoting traditional values close to Russia and the United States presidential administration. And one more, I think, topic about continuing contacts. The conversation between Putin and Trump lasted almost an hour. It was business-like and specific. There was good rapport between the leaders. Trump began the conversation by telling Putin about the passage of his economic bill. Trump calls this bill the big, beautiful bill. Putin wished Donald Trump success in implementing the planned transformation. Putin congratulated Trump on the July 4th holiday. It was noted from our side that Russia played an important role in the formation of American statehood, including during the War of Independence 250 years ago, and later during the Civil War that ended 160 years ago. It is impossible to say who hung up the phone first, Putin or Trump, but the translators put it down last. The leaders of Russia and the United States have agreed to continue communications. Any conversation between Putin and Trump can be coordinated during one day. In today's phone conversation, the presidents did not discuss a personal meeting, but this idea is still in the air. So that's what you can read from TASS. Once again, I want to say it's all a game. That's how I see it. I'm sure I'm not the only one. And I almost forgot, and this article reminded me, Happy 4th of July to all of my American viewers who celebrate this holiday in the United States. You know, US has been my home for many years. It holds a special place in my heart, and it always will. In spite of all those challenges that not just you, but I also went through when I lived there, it's a great country. No matter what people say, it's still a country that you can accomplish a lot and you can rebuild your life in spite of all the challenges. I think at the end of the day, it's really all about the mindset. You can live in the most beautiful, profitable country, the safest country, like many countries are like that still in the world, and you can still see the bad things about those countries. So it's really how you approach life. Now, where shall we go, everyone? We will go to few words from Mark Rutte. Let's just take a listen to what this one had to say, the Secretary General of NATO. We see how much longer NATO will exist.
Lavrov, I mean, he's foreign minister of Russia, I think, since the birth of Jesus Christ. And since then, anything useful came out of his mouth. So let's not pay too much attention to Mr. Lavrov. And then to Lavrov, I mean, he's foreign minister of Russia, I think, since the birth of Jesus Christ. And since then, anything useful came out of his mouth. So let's not pay too much attention to Mr. Lavrov.
Few words of wisdom, huh? What shall I say? You know, this is the thing in history that no one will probably remember him as far as the history goes in 200 years from now, but definitely people will remember who was Lavrov. Now, one more clip I came across, and this is an old one with Zelensky. So let's take a listen.
I told Trump that Putin afraid of him. Yes, and he heard me. And now Putin knows.
Yeah, I'm sure now Putin knows, right? Like, what the heck, right? So guys, let's go to Poland. I have to keep you updated with shenanigans. So, Polish-speaking government might be going after Polish Patriots who decided to take things into their hands and protect their own country, unlike the Polish-speaking government. They are actually doing the job that the government's supposed to do. So let me give you an update from the Polish border. And before I actually do it, I have one thought just came to me. I think if I have a feeling about this Putin-Trump situation here, I think Poland is actually very important as far as the geopolitical location, very strategic location as a country. We know that, right? But just keep in mind that August the 6th, I think that's the date, is when our new president will be sworn in, Karol Nawrocki. As you know, this is someone who Trump supports. This is someone who Trump wanted to be Polish president, right? And I think there will be a lot of changes coming shortly after him being sworn in. And in a way, I might be wrong, I think that kind of delay as far as agreement between Russia and Ukraine and settling this down, to some extent, Poland will be involved in this as well, because I think what's going to happen, Russia is going to take a big part of Ukraine. I will not say entire Ukraine, but the big part of Ukraine. And there will be a remaining part that will, for this way or the other, I think it might join with Poland. It will be some strange formation or something like that. And I think this is what US is discussing with Russia right now. This is just my way of thinking. And my sense is that around September, October, the Polish government will completely be dissolved, the one that we have right now, the Polish-speaking one, and new government will be announced, new ministers, new prime minister, and maybe around this time, something is going to settle. So I would say probably the end of September, October. But this is, again, just more my sense from my own observation. And again, like I say, guys, I'm actually glad I'm not an expert, because I have a different perspective about things. And also I use a lot of my intuition with those things as well. So now let's go to Poland and Polish Patriots. What are they doing? Are they after Polish people for protecting Poland from invasion of illegal immigrants? Yes, they are.
In Gryfino, near the German border, Poles protested against the Tusk government's attacks on those defending our country against illegal migration.
Nie zgadzamy się na to, że niemieckie
We do not agree with the German authorities sending us illegal immigrants. We don't know who they are, and our services are taking them in, and they are bringing them into our country, into our public space.
Sytuacja, jaka jest w Polsce teraz,
The situation in Poland doesn't look good. We are marching to make Poland better and safer.
Ja mam już swoje lata i
I am no longer young and I could just ignore it all, but I have children, I have a family.
Nie zgadzamy się na to, żeby funkcjonariusze Straży
We do not agree that the border guard officers should essentially be taxi drivers, couriers for illegal immigrants who are brought into the country on fake documents, where the date of birth on each document is January the 1st or December the 31st. Because after Donald Tusk's words,
aktywistami.
Mr. Bankiewicz is right-wing activists who are disrupting the work of the border guard, including attacks on border guard officers. These things are unacceptable. It seems that the December 13th coalition government is taking its attacks on the defenders of Poland's borders to a higher level. Minister of Justice Adam Bodnar announced that the prosecutor's office is interested in the activities of the defenders of the Polish border with Germany. The district prosecutor's office in Gorzów Wielkopolski has taken over 2 cases from the border guard for further investigation concerning incidents on the western border involving so-called border protection groups. The proceedings are being conducted in relation to the unauthorized performance of public official duties, as well as insults and calls on the internet to disclose the data of border guard officers. We asked him the same about the investigation against Poles securing the western border.
Niemców właśnie denerwuje
The
to,
Germans are annoyed that they cannot pursue their current policy because these people are watching their every move. That is why they appealed to the Polish government to do something about it. And now, following Germany's appeal, the Polish government is trying to do something about it. Not to fight illegal immigration, but to fight people who, I repeat, are sacrificing their own time and their own affairs to try to defend the Polish border. There is really no reason for any public patrols to check anything in this regard. That's what the services are for. According to the regulations, citizens may react in situations where the law is being broken. If we are dealing with a situation in which migrants are crossing the border illegally, it means that they are committing crimes, and those who detain such persons as part of a citizen's arrest are not committing a crime. But the Polish prosecutor's office has decided to initiate proceedings against these very defenders of the border. Because it seems that the members of the December 13th coalition are standing against Poles defending the border from illegal migrants sent by Germany. We need to eliminate the mess that was created not by the Germans but by the lunatics in Poland. The border protection movement bothers Donald Tusk so much because it provides evidence of misconduct by the German authorities, which consists of illegal immigrants being transferred to Poland. The deputy head of the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Administration, Czesław Mroczek, went even further. It cannot be said more clearly. The activities of these people cause confusion, violate public order, and instill fear in residents. This is a greater threat to residents than illegal migration.
So did you hear what he said? One of the ministers, that Polish citizens protecting the border are the bigger threat to Poland than the illegal migration. For real, that's what he said. So I tell you one thing about this issue here. The big problem, besides, of course, the aspect that this has been allowed by or agreed upon with Germany between the Polish-speaking government and other Polish-speaking government. We had many of those in a row. I think we had all of those since 1989, and before we had, communism in Poland. So lots of freedom here, right? But I want to say this: there is an issue with number of guards. There is shortage of people who supposed to work as the border guard. I think 1,200 is the shortage. So they need 1,200 more guards in order to be able to control the situation. But this is one aspect of it. The main aspect is the agreement that allows Germany to act the way it does. And now we keep on waiting until August the 6th or 7th, I'm not sure, I forgot the date, when we will have the new president of Poland sworn in, who can change things. And I really do feel he will. I trust that he will. Until then, he's lying, the Prime Minister Tusk is lying that he's gonna close the border on the 7th, so we have 3 more days to go. We see how that goes. Until then, what? And with this being said, guys, this is all I have for you today. The links will be attached down below in the description box. Just scroll down. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you for all your comments and for all your support. To all my Patreon supporters, thank you. Locals community, PayPal, to anyone who donates via super thanks under the YouTube video here. Thank you so much. And if you have Instagram, make sure to follow me there. It's AniaK_44. Let me just show you if you have Instagram. It will be great. So this is my Instagram, AniaK_44. And that's all for today, everyone. Lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Happy 4th of July to all of you in the United States. Bye, everyone.